Most people over 70 are told the same thing about their diet. Eat less, keep it light, do not overdo the meat. It sounds sensible, it sounds like caution, but here is what almost nobody tells you. Eating light after 70 does not protect your independence. It quietly takes it. After the age of 30, your body starts losing muscle every single decade. After 70, that loss can speed up to as much as 8% every 10 years. Rehabilitation clinics see the result every single day. A fall, a long recovery, and a person who never quite walks the same again. Today, I am going to give you 5 things about protein that decide how strong you stay. And I'm going to show you the one meal that almost everyone gets wrong. The number 1 item on this list is something almost nobody talks about. Stay with me until the end, because that one can change how you approach the next 10 years. Your doctor is not hiding any of this from you. The problem is time. A typical appointment runs about 12 minutes. In those minutes, there is barely room to check your blood pressure and renew a prescription. There is no time to sit with you and explain how much protein your plate truly needs, so the subject gets one line, if it comes up at all. Let me be clear about who I am. I am not here to sell you a supplement or scare you into a program. This channel exists to give you the science a 12-minute appointment never has time to cover. That is the whole mission, and nothing on this list costs more than ordinary food. This matters because muscle is not about looking strong in a mirror. Muscle is what lets you rise from a low chair, carry groceries up 3 steps, and catch yourself when you stumble. Lose enough of it, and the day comes when you need a hand just to stand up. Muscle is not vanity, strength is not luck. Independence is trained. So tell me in the comments, how old are you and what state or country are you watching from? I read them and it tells me exactly who I am talking to. Now here is the one idea behind everything today. It is called anabolic resistance. In plain words, older muscle has grown a little deaf. The same amount of protein that built muscle at 40 barely registers at 75. Think of your muscle as a construction crew. Protein is the truckload of bricks that arrives at the site. When you are young, one small delivery gets the crew building right away. But an older crew is slow to start. It ignores a small delivery and only picks up its tools when a big load lands at the gate. Please do not skip this section. It is the key to everything that follows. If this is already making sense to you, tap the like button so more seniors can find it. That small tap is how these videos reach the people who need them most. Let us count down, starting with item number 5. Your real daily protein number, not the one printed on the side of the cereal box. You have probably heard the official recommendation. It is about 0.8 grams of protein for every kilogram you weigh. But that number was set to keep young adults from going deficient. It was never meant to protect an aging muscle from wasting away. Think of it as minimum wage for your body. Enough to survive on, but never enough to get ahead. An international panel of aging and nutrition researchers reviewed all of this carefully. They concluded that healthy older adults need far more, closer to 1 to 1.2 grams for every kilogram of body weight. So here is what that looks like in real weight. Take your weight in pounds and aim for a little under half a gram of protein for each pound. For someone around 150 pounds, that lands near 70 to 90 grams of protein a day. Most people over 70 eat barely half of that. So ask yourself right now, honestly, how much are you actually getting? Weigh yourself first so you are aiming at your real number and not a guess. Now, a gentle but important warning. If you have kidney disease or are on dialysis, this is the one item you must not change on your own. Higher protein can strain damaged kidneys, so talk to your doctor before you raise your intake. For everyone else with healthy kidneys, this range sits well within safe, established nutrition. Pair this daily number with plenty of water. Protein needs fluid to process cleanly, so drink a full glass at each meal. That one small habit keeps digestion easy as your protein climbs, but hitting the daily total is only half the battle. You could eat all 90 grams at dinner and still lose muscle every single morning. Item 4 is about why the clock on your plate matters as much as the amount. Item number 4 is the trigger dose. The amount of protein a single meal needs to actually wake your muscle up. This is where most plates fall short. Remember our sleepy construction crew. A small delivery gets ignored. Research on muscle has shown there is a threshold, a load size that finally gets the older crew building. Below it, the protein is still used, but it does not spark new muscle. Above it, the switch flips on. Large studies on muscle protein synthesis point to the same finding again and again. Older adults need roughly twice the per meal protein that younger adults do to get the same building response. So in practice, aim for 25 to 30 grams of protein at each main meal. The key inside that protein is an amino acid called leucine, the actual trigger. You want about 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal, and that is exactly what 25 to 30 grams of quality protein delivers. 3 eggs give you around 18 grams, so add a cup of milk or some yogurt to clear the bar. A palm-sized piece of chicken or fish covers it on its own. And hold on to this idea, because item number 1 is entirely about hitting this trigger dose at the one meal you have been skipping. If your appetite is small, 30 grams in one sitting can feel like a mountain. So split the meal. Eat the protein first while you are hungriest, then rest and finish the plate later. A scoop of protein powder stirred into milk is an easy, gentle way to close the gap. And if any food ever causes real stomach pain or trouble swallowing, stop and check with your doctor rather than push through. Pair each protein meal with a colorful vegetable. The fiber steadies your blood sugar while the protein does its work. Together they keep you full and even instead of spiking and crashing. So now you know the amount and the trigger dose. But there is a step even a perfect meal cannot do by itself. Item 3 is the signal that tells your body to send those bricks to your muscles instead of storing them away. Item number 3 is the one people leave out of every protein video. The loading signal. Protein builds muscle only when your muscles are actually asked to work. Go back to the construction site one last time. The bricks have arrived at the gate. But bricks alone do not build a wall. You need a foreman to point and say, build right here. Gentle resistance is that foreman, telling your body exactly where to send the protein. Study after study shows the same thing. Protein plus simple strength movement builds far more muscle than protein eaten alone. Now put your hand on the top of your thigh right now and press down. That firm muscle under your palm is exactly what we are protecting. You do not need a gym for this. Aim for 2 sessions a week on days that are not back to back. Do just 2 moves. Sit to stand from a sturdy chair and a wall push-up. For the sit to stands, do 10 in a row, rest, then 2 more sets of 10. For the wall push-ups, the same, 3 sets of 10, and eat one of your protein meals within a couple of hours of finishing, so the bricks and the foreman arrive together. Here is the fall-safe setup. Do your sit-to-stands with a solid chair backed against a wall and keep a countertop within arm's reach. If standing from the chair is too hard, start higher from the edge of your bed or a stack of firm cushions. The stop rule is simple. A sharp or stabbing pain means stop, not push through. A dull working burn in the muscle is normal, and that one is fine. Pair these 2 moves with a short walk on the same day. The walk warms the muscle, and the strength work loads it. One feeds the other, and together they protect your balance. Now you have the amount, the trigger dose, and the signal. But all of it depends on what you actually put on the fork. Item 2 is where we finally answer the plate question. What real protein looks like at your table? Item number 2 answers the question right in the title. What does this actually look like on a plate? Because grams mean nothing until they become food you enjoy. Not all protein is equal in the eyes of your muscle. Some foods are leucine rich, packed with that trigger amino acid. Others are leucine thin and need help to count. Picture a battery. Animal proteins arrive nearly fully charged, while many plant proteins arrive half charged and need pairing to top them up. So the smart move is to know which is which. Nutrition researchers rank foods by how completely the body uses their protein. Eggs, dairy, fish, and lean meat sit right at the top of that ranking. So let me build you a full day. Breakfast, 3 eggs and a cup of Greek yogurt, close to 30 grams. Lunch, a palm-sized piece of fish or chicken, around 25 grams. Dinner, cottage cheese or lean meat with a side of beans, another 30. If you prefer plants, pair rice with lentils, and add a soy food like tofu or edamame to fill the leucine gap. Keep the portions simple. Protein the size of your palm at every meal, every single time. If chewing meat is hard, you still have easy ways in. Soft scrambled eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, canned fish, and blended lentil soups are all tender and rich in protein. For a dry mouth, moisten meat with broth or gravy so it goes down easily. And if swallowing ever feels unsafe or you cough on thin liquids, stop and ask your doctor about a swallow check. Pair your protein with a little vitamin C from fruit or peppers. It helps your body build the collagen that keeps joints and skin strong. Protein raises the wall and vitamin C mixes the mortar. You now have 4 of the 5 pieces. But there is one meal on this plan that outweighs all the others, and almost everyone gets it wrong. Item number 1 is the meal you are treating as an afterthought, and fixing it may matter more than everything else combined. Here it is. Item number 1, the meal almost nobody talks about, your breakfast protein. This single change may protect your strength more than any other habit on this entire list. Let me explain why the morning is so powerful and so quietly dangerous. While you sleep, you fast for 8 hours or more. During that fast, your body cannot build muscle, so it quietly breaks a little down for fuel. You wake up already in the red, running a small muscle deficit. Now remember anabolic resistance. That deafness in your muscle is at its very worst first thing in the morning. So a light breakfast of toast and jam sends almost no protein to a crew that is already behind and hard of hearing. Your muscle stays in breakdown mode for hours, sometimes all the way until dinner. Picture a bank account you draw from all night long, and then forget to refill at dawn. Researchers who study meal timing have a clear finding here. Older adults who spread protein evenly, starting with a strong breakfast, hold on to far more muscle than those who save it all for the evening. Yet breakfast is, for most seniors, the lowest protein meal of the entire day. So here is the Crown Protocol, and it is worth doing exactly. Make breakfast your biggest protein meal, at least 25 to 30 grams. Eat it within 1 hour of waking to shut down that overnight breakdown fast. Here is a plate that gets you there. 3 eggs, 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and a glass of milk together. Clear 30 grams with room to spare. If eggs are not your way, try cottage cheese with berries or a shake blended with milk and peanut butter. The rule is protein first, before the toast or the fruit, so it always gets eaten. Do not sip coffee for 2 hours and call that breakfast. Give your muscle the big morning delivery it has been waiting for all night. Get this one meal right and the whole rest of the day falls into place. Now the safe version, because mornings can be tough. If you wake with no appetite, do not force a huge plate. Start with something small and liquid, like a glass of milk or a yogurt drink, and build up over a couple of weeks. A blended shake is gentle on an uneasy morning stomach and still hits the number. And once more, if you have kidney disease, keep to the amount your doctor set and do not raise it on your own. If a rich breakfast ever brings nausea or discomfort, ease off and mention it at your next visit. Pair your protein breakfast with a few minutes of morning light and movement. 10 sit-to-stands right after you eat sends that fresh protein straight to your legs. The meal delivers the bricks, and the movement calls the foreman. It is the strongest 1-2 punch on this entire list. Now remember what I promised you at the very start. The number 1 item would be the one almost nobody talks about. The one that could change your next 10 years. This is it. The difference between waking up in muscle breakdown every single morning or waking up and building. Do that 365 mornings a year, and you are training your independence, while everyone else is losing theirs over dry toast. Consider a typical case documented in the rehabilitation literature. A 74-year-old woman came in after a small fall, worried she was becoming frail. Her breakfast was tea and toast. Her lunch was a biscuit. Her only real protein arrived at dinner. On paper, she ate enough calories, but she was losing muscle month after month. The plan was exactly this list. She moved to 3 eggs and yogurt at breakfast, within an hour of waking. She added a palm of fish or chicken at lunch. Twice a week, she did sit-to-stands and wall push-ups beside her kitchen counter. Nothing exotic, no supplement stack, just protein spread across the day with a little loading. Within 12 weeks, the change was plain to see. She rose from her chair without pushing off the armrests. She carried her own shopping bag up the front steps again. The frailty she had feared was starting to reverse on ordinary food. So let us turn all of this into a plan you can start today. Here are your 5 steps, each one with a number, nothing vague. 1. Tonight, weigh yourself and write your target down. Aim for a little under half a gram of protein per pound, which is near 70 to 90 grams a day for most people. 2. Tomorrow, make breakfast your biggest protein meal. Eat 25 to 30 grams within 1 hour of waking. Put the protein on the plate before the toast. 3. At every main meal this week, lead with protein. Put a palm-sized portion on the plate before anything else. 3 of those palms across the day is your foundation. 4. Twice this week, do your loading. 3 sets of 10 sit-to-stands and 3 sets of 10 wall push-ups beside a solid counter. Sharp pain means stop. A dull burn is fine. 5. Every day, day, drink 1 full glass of water with each protein meal. It keeps digestion easy as your protein climbs. Before you go, think of someone in your life who is quietly getting weaker. A parent who now struggles up out of a chair, or a friend who has stopped carrying their own bags. Send them this video today, because this is the kind of change that is far easier to start early. And tell me in the comments which of these 5 you are starting tonight. Your answers decide exactly what I cover next. If this gave you the science your appointments never had time for, subscribe to this channel. That is the whole reason it exists, to hand you the next 10 years of your strength. This video is education, not a diagnosis. Your own doctor knows your history, so bring this list to your next appointment. I'm Bennett Thorne. Don't forget to subscribe and live longer.